Anyway, here goes. Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 17th of November. So let's get on and look at the risk events for today first. If we pop over here, in fact, risk events, let's just look at the yields at the moment. Yields are still pretty high. They really pushed up yesterday at one stage, running as high as 164. We're not far off of that at the moment, and these higher yields are generally pushing towards a stronger dollar, so just bear that in mind. If you look, one doesn't really move particularly faster than the other. That's just a thing to bear in mind. It's already happening. Okay, so today I've got all the news on here because there was missing news yesterday. They managed to change the impact on the UK jobs report, so I made sure that's in here. So what we got today then, what we got, yeah, mostly for today then, we've already had then for the pound, inflation coming out at 4.2 ahead of the 3.9 forecast, core figures 3.4, so retail price index, the old one that people used to get their salaries fixed by, 6%. God, those were the days. Anyway, now then PPI higher, everything's higher there. That's all putting pressure on interest rates effectively. So there we are. That's what we got. That's what we came out. That's already into the market. The pound is pushing up, so we'll see that in a moment. Aside of that, this afternoon, or today actually, we've got very little here. These European final data, well, the individual countries have already released these numbers, so not really making a lot of difference. CAD, this is due out at 1:30. That may well move the CAD somewhat. Aside of that, then we've got all these speakers coming out this evening, leading into the afternoon stroke evening, so that certainly, we could certainly see some volatility actually starting there at 10 past 2. Was he speaking at Treasury Market Conference? Okay, all of this is risk into a dollar movement come 2 o'clock, so onwards from these speakers. Okay, so there's plenty of risk in terms of speakers, and there's plenty of movement in these markets, it seems, at the moment. The euro has absolutely dived down, catching a little bounce at the moment. Well, not surprising after where it's gone, but it's hardly showing signs of real weakness of this downward price action. In fact, well, it would be nice if it just came back, kicked into its pivot and sold off again, basically. It might just be going a bit earlier, but certainly still looks weak. The pound being a little bit different with that higher inflation, things start getting priced in, which maybe shouldn't be necessarily obviously priced in, but things do get priced in, and we're seeing this sort of push up here. It had broken my trend that I drew on yesterday. It's now looking, well, effectively trying to put higher lows in. In fact, it may have just pipped that, and it has just pipped that and put a higher low in there. Consolidation, maybe we might still see some further upside here, but I wouldn't be surprised if, just like yesterday, we get this sort of price action coming off. Okay, this was strong US data coming through, but I would yeah, I would almost expect consolidation in there. I think this might be a bit of a difficult one with the pound at the moment. Dolly Yen, although bias is slightly to the upside. Dolly Yen, well, we finally broke the numbers I was looking at. In fact, I need to come all the way back to the monthly to show you. Look, we just pushing the head against above even the prior highs there. This could push on some more. Although it's currently doing this, this is a sort of a very much a risk on, so effect almost maybe, but we're seeing this sort of what could be expected later in the year, I would thought, but a lot of the bigger money actually findings starting to buy into the yen, or has been buying into the yen recently, but obviously it might just be not convinced on it. May just be hedging. Okay, Aussie dollar is still being sold largely. It's again caught a bounce this morning at the moment. Came off back from the 50 there yesterday and eventually selling off here, and well, retracements, maybe opportunities to sell. Got to be a bit careful because it does tend to have that little move in the morning and then carry on moving in the afternoon and then eventually sell off, so just be wary of this. It is looking like it's still got further downside. Canadian dollar should be doing better, but again we're sort of a bit range bound here. Most news has been priced into the Canadian dollar and it sort of left it a little bit more stalled, but it's still been losing direction against the US dollar. Softening. The US dollar is softening a little bit against the CAD here at the moment, but we're seeing that across all the markets. Just that bit of softening in the US dollar. I'm just a bit wary of this. Where would I sort of be more likely to be short on the US dollar CAD? Break of the lows here, lower high confirmed, something like that. Certainly at the moment, it every time it puts in those little moves down, it then seems to push back up again shortly afterwards. New Zealand dollar, just like the Aussie here, continues to sell at this stage, and well, bit of a bounce short term into its pivot, a little bit stronger there than the Aussie in that respect. This too, we could see selling coming in later. Right, okay, they're the majors. Does really the general feeling there is the bullishness of the US dollar. If that starts softening, well, the cable's out there leading the pack and may benefit better. No, I say the pound is out there, not cable, but and the cable. But anyway, that's leading the pack. Right, let's have a look at the commodities here. So looking at gold, let's run to dailies. Gave away lots of its gains yesterday, really soft yesterday, but we're seeing a bounce at the moment. That may have just given opportunities. We just came short of the weekly pivot there. May have just given opportunities for buyers to come back in. Looked a bit, I don't know, just looked a bit weak yesterday at that point, and maybe it'll be safer if it can break back through its 4 hourly 21 there. It's got its daily pivot above here and then resistance, so maybe even be a bit more conservative, waiting for it to see if it kicks back up there. Higher low at the moment in this short term, and well, that might be a sign of, as I say, more upside. Oil, it blows it. Not really going anywhere. It's consolidated here. If anything, running slightly to the downside. I was looking at it yesterday, thinking, shall I have a look at shorting it? It did eventually roll well into the evening there, but pushing up in the afternoon. It sold off earlier at 2 o'clock there. It sold off, but I'm just leaving it at the moment. It's in a bit of a choked range, and as much as I feel like it could roll some more down, so you could see some more downside. There's a lot of people calling for the $100 barrel. Whenever that sort of happens, I'm sort of quite cynical and looking, well, are they trying to get rid of theirs? And I'm just thinking, well, the price action here, what we're seeing, does look soft, lower highs coming through, etc. So it's not really matching up with the calls really at this stage, but it is rangy and it's probably best left for me. Right, let's have a look through the other markets. We'll look at the cryptos first, as it's online here. Bitcoin then yesterday had sold off. Today really just sort of following suit at the moment. As I said, it may offer a decent opportunity around the 52.86 area, back into that 100. If it gets that far back, we might see buyers coming in, but at the moment it is being sold. And here we go, Ethereum too, again these sort of prior levels. This is quite nice. You've got two highs there. You've got the 100 MA, etc. If it was to get back down there, maybe that would be seen as a reasonable discount. Ripple, well, it's already broken down and looking a bit softer than the others. It never really got the same gains as the others either. Looking a bit soft where it is at the moment, and well, maybe more downside to come. Okay, so it's a bit of a similar picture. If you look through most of the crypto markets, it's very similar to that. Looking at the equity markets, well, we're seeing consolidation over there on the CSI 300, not really managing to do one thing or the other. Nikkei, again, really, it did it gapped up and then closed down, so not far from where it was yesterday. So consolidation. Meanwhile, in the European markets, FTSE selling off again. A second day then selling off there. DAX still looks like it's got potential to push onwards. So I should say with the FTSE, of course, with the pound pushing up there, inflation fears and interest rate increases, this always has a negative effect on the equity markets there, and that's what we're seeing. Hence why DAX, as the ECB carry on stalling any interest rate increases, well, the DAX and the CAC are free to continue pushing up. So it's just a change between the three of them there. Okay, looking over into the US. Ooh, pretty close to double tops yesterday, but as expected. I mean, I just think we're just going to carry on making new highs in most of these markets at some point. Maybe not today, but at some point, and they just continue to push a little bit further. The Dow Jones been a bit of the laggard. Okay, that's pretty much it for me today. I wish you guys all a good day's trading, and I'll catch you in the morning. Bye for now.